Welcome back to USA Coins, your #1 destination for discovering the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, valuable, and talked about coins in American coin history, the 1982 Lincoln cent, a simple 1-cent coin that could be worth hundreds, thousands, and even over $500,000 depending on which version you find. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth over $585,000. So buckle up, grab your magnifying glasses, and stay with me till the end, because you might just find out that your old penny jar is hiding a small fortune. Let's get into the world of the 1982 Lincoln penny, where metal meets money, and small cents can make big dollars. Let's take a quick walk down history lane. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on it. For decades, these coins were made of 95% copper, strong, durable, and rich in metal value, but by 1982, things started to change. The price of copper skyrocketed, making pennies actually cost more than 1 cent, which didn't sit well with the U.S. Mint. So what did they do? They made a major change, a historic shift in the very metal composition of the coin. That's where the mystery begins. 1982 wasn't just another minting year, it was a year of transition. For the first time in decades, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the Lincoln cent from 95% copper to a cheaper copper-plated zinc core, and they didn't just do it once. They produced 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny. Yes, 7.1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. This is why coin collectors are obsessed with 1982, because it was the only year with both copper and zinc coins, large date and small date varieties, and a mysterious 8th variety that shook the numismatic world. In 2016, a coin collector made headlines when he submitted what looked like a regular 1982 D small date penny for analysis. But it wasn't zinc, it was copper. That coin shouldn't exist. And yet, it did. It passed every metal test and weighed in at 3.11 grams, the correct weight for a copper penny. The coin world went wild. This 1982 D small date copper penny is now considered one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever minted. Only a few have ever been found. And here's the jaw-dropping part: one of these coins reportedly sold for over $18,000, and experts believe it could be worth even more in the future. Some estimates suggest future auctions could cross $100,000 or more, especially if additional examples are discovered. But wait, it gets better. There are rumors and unconfirmed sightings of even rarer era coins, like a 1982 D small date transitional era with partial copper and zinc layering, or off-metal strikes that have gone unnoticed for years. If verified, these could fetch 6-figure prices or more in elite auctions. So how can you tell if you've got one of these rare 1982 gems in your stash? Weigh it. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Look at the date style: large date has thicker and bolder numerals, small date has thinner, more delicate numerals. Especially look at the 8 and the 2. Check the mint marca. D means Denver Mint, and this is where that rare 1982 D small date copper was minted. Magnet test: while not conclusive, a copper penny is not magnetic, and neither is zinc. But this can still rule out other metal forgeries. Professional grading: if you think you found something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm the metal, the date style, and authenticity. Remember, a single correct penny could be your lottery ticket. Let's talk money. As of now in 2025, here are some realistic market values. 1982 large date zinc, 1 cent to 10 cents. 1982 small date zinc, up to 50 cents. Uncirculated 1982 large date copper, up to $2 in mint state. 1982 small date copper, $5 to $100 plus depending on condition. 1982 D large date copper, up to $3 in uncirculated condition. 1982 D small date zinc, $1 to $25. Depending on grade. 1982 D small date copper, $10,000 to over $585,000 depending on condition. I appeal, and authentication collectors are watching this coin like hawks. Even high-grade regular 1982 pennies in MS67 condition can go for hundreds of dollars, especially full red examples with strong I appeal. The best part? You don't have to go digging in a mine or bidding at auctions to find these. You can find 1982 pennies in old penny jars at home coin rolls from the bank estate sales and garage sales, flea markets and antique shops, bulk coin lots online. One roll of old pennies can potentially hold a treasure. Every collector dreams of being the one to find the next confirmed 1982 small date copper penny, and it could be you. The 1982 Lincoln cent isn't just another penny, it's a historical pivot, a mystery coin, and a goldmine for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner just getting into the hobby, this coin teaches us one powerful lesson: small things can hold enormous value when you look closely. So next time you're sorting through your change or looking at your coin albums, give those 1982 cents a second look. Who knows, you might just be holding a coin worth more than a brand new car, or even a house. If you found this video helpful or exciting, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a treasure hunt. Drop a comment below, let me know if you found any rare 1982 pennies or want help identifying one. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth a fortune. Welcome back to USA Coins, the place where pennies can turn into gold and pocket change could make you a fortune. Have you ever glanced at a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent? Well, think again. Because today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1979 Lincoln cent, a seemingly ordinary coin that might just be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So before you toss that change in a jar, you might want to watch this video till the very end, because the next 1979 penny you hold could be hiding a small fortune. Smash that like button if you're ready to uncover coin treasures. And let's dig right in. Let's rewind the clock to 1979. Gas prices were soaring. Disco fever was fading. And in the world of coins, the United States Mint was churning out billions of Lincoln cents. The 1979 penny was minted in Denver, marked with the D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. That's the side with Abraham Lincoln's profile. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. These cents were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, meaning each coin actually contains a decent amount of real copper, unlike today's pennies, which are mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. Now here's where it gets interesting. Although over 4.1 billion 1979 Lincoln cents were minted, not all of them were made equal. Some hold hidden secrets, rare errors, and unexpected value. Keep watching, because in a moment, we're going to reveal exactly which ones you need to look for. On the obverse, you'll see Abraham Lincoln, a design that's been on the penny since 1909. Flip it over, and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. But did you know there are specific design characteristics collectors search for in 1979 pennies? Sharp, clean strike, especially on Lincoln's hair and beard, full, Liberty, and, In God We Trust, with no weak or missing letters, a well-centered mint mark, D, that is not doubled, tilted, or repunched. These small details can make a big difference in value, especially when errors come into play. This is where things get juicy. Because some 1979 Lincoln cents have error varieties that make them incredibly desirable among collectors. Let's break down the most valuable error types you should be on the lookout for. Some 1979 pennies have center, even by 5% to 50%. That mistake can increase its value dramatically. The more off-center, the better, especially if the date is still visible. Cracks or raised blobs on the coin surface caused by damaged dies are surprisingly collectible. Some collectors will pay $50, $100, or more for dramatic examples. Sometimes the D mint mark was punched into the die more than once, creating a slight doubling or shadow effect. These RPM coins are in high demand. If a coin was struck outside of the collar that normally shapes the rim, it may appear spread out or smooth at the edges. This broad strike error can fetch a premium. Now, let's talk money. What is a 1979 penny worth today? while the average 1979 penny in circulated condition is worth face value, just 1 cent, there's a major twist. Because of the 95% copper composition, each of these coins contains around 2 to 3 cents of melt value. But melt value is just the beginning. Known error varieties, $50 to $1,500 or more, depending on rarity and demand. In fact, a stunning 1979 Lincoln penny graded MS67 Plus red by PCGS sold at auction for $1,116. That's over $1,000 for a single cent. And yes, there are even rumors and auction records that hint at sales reaching up to $585.335. No, that's not a typo. In cases where extreme rarity, perfect grade, and market hype align, prices can go sky high. So if you have a bright red, sharp-looking 1979 penny, don't ignore it. You could be sitting on a hidden gem. You don't need to be a professional to spot a winner. Here's what you can do: get a magnifier or coin loupe. 10x magnification is ideal. Check for doubling, mint mark oddities, or unusual rim features. Look for luster and color. Red pennies are usually higher grade. Weigh your coins. A standard 1979 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. Submit top finds for grading. PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coin for resale. A simple coin from your pocket change could be a collectible worth hundreds, maybe more. So the next time you spot a 1979 Lincoln penny, don't shrug it, examine it, research it, and treasure it. Because what looks like pocket change today, could be your payday tomorrow. Have you ever found a rare 1979 penny? Do you have copper coins you haven't checked yet? Make sure to like this video if you learned something new, share it with your fellow coin hunters, and most importantly, subscribe to USA Coins for more in-depth videos just like this one. This is where coin knowledge turns into cash. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep turning cents into cents. Would you like a short version or a thumbnail title idea to go with it? Welcome back to USA Coins, where we bring the hidden treasures of the coin world right into your hands. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in US history. We're talking about the 1982 Lincoln cent, a small coin with a huge story. This is not just any penny. It's a coin that holds secrets, surprises, and in some cases, a lot of money. Yes, some of these pennies could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, sitting quietly in your change jar or coin collection right now. So make sure you stay with me till the end, because we're going to reveal the types of 1982 pennies that are worth serious cash, how to identify them, and how much collectors are paying today, even up to a shocking $18,000 for just one of these cents. Let's get into the incredible story of the 1982 Lincoln penny. Now, why is 1982 such a big year for the Lincoln penny? It's because that year, the US Mint made a major change that would forever divide the penny world into two types, copper and zinc. Before 1982, Lincoln pennies were made mostly of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. But copper prices were skyrocketing in the late 1970s and early 80s. It got so bad that the metal value of the penny was becoming more than the face value of the coin. So, the Mint made a bold move. In the middle of 1982, they changed the composition of the penny to save money. The new penny was now 97.5% zinc and only had a thin copper plating on the outside. This made the new pennies much lighter, but here's where it gets exciting. Because the transition happened mid-year, both copper and zinc pennies were made in 1982, and even better, they came in multiple varieties, and that's exactly what makes 1982 pennies so interesting and potentially valuable for collectors. Yes, you heard that right. There are 7 different types of 1982 Lincoln pennies: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 large date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc. Now, if you're wondering how to tell them apart, don't worry, I'll explain how to identify copper versus zinc, and large date versus small date, so you can check your own coins at home. Here's the easiest way to tell if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc, and you don't need any expensive tools. Just weigh it. copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Use a simple digital coin scale that reads to 2 decimal points, and you'll instantly know what you're holding. Now for the large date versus small date, this difference is visual. It's all about the style of the numbers in the date. In a small date, the numbers, especially the 2, look thinner and more delicate. In a large date, the 2 is thicker, and the 8 looks more bloated. Look at images online to train your eye. With time, you'll be able to spot them quickly. Now let's talk money. Which of these 1982 pennies are actually worth collecting, and why? The most famous and valuable variety is the 1982 D small date copper penny. Yes, copper, not zinc. Here's the twist. The Denver Mint was only supposed to make zinc pennies with the small date style. But somehow, a few copper planchets were used by mistake. These rare pennies weren't discovered until 2016. That's right, they were hiding in plain sight for over 30 years. To this day, only a few verified examples have been found, and they are super rare. In fact, in one auction, a verified 1982 D small date copper penny sold for a jaw-dropping $18,800. Yes. One single penny. So if you have a 1982 D penny, weigh it. If it weighs 3.11 grams and has a small date, you might be holding a coin worth thousands. Even the regular 1982 varieties can be worth good money in high-grade condition. Sold for $1,800, sold for over $900. Prices like this show how much collectors value clean, well-preserved coins from this unique year. And remember, values depend on grade, which means how clean, sharp, and lustrous the coin looks under magnification. Red coins, those with full mint luster and no oxidation, bring the highest premiums. Now let's talk about today's market. As of this year, May 2025, the demand for 1982 Lincoln cents is still very strong. Common circulated 1982 pennies are worth 1 to 10 cents depending on metal content. High-grade uncirculated copper varieties can sell for $5 to $50. Certified MS67 plus red examples go for hundreds or more. And again, that elusive 1982 D small date copper, if certified, is still worth $10,000 to $18,000. There are also error coins like off-center strikes, double dies, and wrong planchet errors from 1982 that fetch strong premiums. So what should you do? Go through your old coin jars and penny rolls, look for all 1982 pennies, weigh them carefully, especially the ones from Denver, check for small versus large date, send possible valuable finds to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. You could literally be sitting on hundreds or thousands of dollars without even knowing it. And remember, this is not just about money. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the history in your hand, and the story behind each coin. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1982 Lincoln penny. A coin that marked a turning point in American coinage. A coin that created 7 varieties, birthed a legend, and turned pennies into prized collectibles. Have you ever found a rare 1982 penny? Or maybe you just pulled one out of your change after watching this video. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and fellow collectors, and subscribe to USA Coins, your ultimate source for coin values, history, and rare market finds. New videos are coming every week, so hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover the next hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1983 D Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but has some intriguing stories, rare variations, and valuable insights that are sure to surprise you. This little penny could be worth a lot more than you think, and by the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding of why the 1983 D Lincoln penny is worth so much money today. Before we dive into the details, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any of the fascinating coin content we post here. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Now, let's start with the basics. The 1983 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, is a coin that is often overlooked by casual collectors. At first glance, it seems just like any other penny, but there's more to it than meets the eye. When it comes to the standard version of the 1983 D penny, most people would assume it's worth its face value, 1 cent. After all, it's just a copper-plated zinc coin, part of the usual yearly production of pennies that the US Mint cranks out in large quantities. However, there's much more to this coin than its surface appearance. The 1983 penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, following the change in composition that started in 1982, as the US Mint switched from the solid copper pennies to the zinc-plated variety due to rising copper prices. In terms of design, it carries the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but here's where things get really interesting. While the regular 1983 pennies are not worth a fortune, certain rare variations and minting errors can significantly increase the value of this coin. Let's look into the specific errors and variants that can make a 1983 penny highly valuable. The 1983 double die obverse. One of the most sought-after variations of the 1983 penny is the double die obverse. A double die error occurs during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in doubled images on the coin's design. This error can make the details on the obverse, like the words, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even Lincoln's portrait itself, appear thicker and more pronounced. Coins with this error can sell for hundreds of dollars in mint condition, and collectors who come across one will definitely want to hang on to it. If you ever find a 1983 penny with a noticeable doubling effect on the obverse, you could be holding onto a treasure that's worth far more than face value. The 1983 copper penny. Another fascinating variation is the elusive 1983 copper penny. As we mentioned earlier, the standard 1983 penny is made from a zinc core, but occasionally, some 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck with the older copper planchets. These rare copper pennies are often considered among the most sought-after coins in modern American numismatics. If you happen to find a 1983 copper penny in your collection, don't take it for granted. These coins have been known to sell for thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. However, these copper pennies are very hard to come by, and the likelihood of finding one is slim, so keep your eyes peeled if you're serious about coin collecting. The 1983 full steps Lincoln Memorial error. Another sought-after error is the full steps Lincoln Memorial variety. For this particular coin, the minting process created a strong, clear strike of Lincoln's Memorial building on the reverse side of the coin. In order for the coin to be considered a full steps error, every detail of the steps leading up to the memorial should be visible, and the overall strike quality should be near perfect. A 1983 penny with the full steps error is quite rare and is highly coveted by collectors. A coin in this condition can be worth much more than its standard counterpart, potentially reaching hundreds of dollars if it's in near mint or mint condition. So, what is the current market value of a regular 1983 Lincoln penny? For most coins in good or average condition, you're looking at a value of around 1 to 2 cents. But remember, when you find a rare variant or error, the value of the coin skyrockets. A 1983 double die obverse penny can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500 or more, depending on the level of doubling and its condition. The 1983 copper penny, if authenticated, could easily sell for several $1,000s, with some specimens reaching upwards of $10,000. As for the full steps Lincoln Memorial error, these can go for anywhere between $100 and $300 or more in the right condition. So, how do you determine if your 1983 penny is worth something more than face value? Here's a quick guide. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to inspect the coin for any doubled text or images on the obverse. If the doubling is clear and obvious, you may have a valuable double die coin. Try to determine if your 1983 penny is made of copper instead of the usual zinc. This requires checking the weight and testing the coin with a magnet, since zinc is magnetic, and copper is not. Look closely at the reverse side for a full steps error. If you can see every detail of the steps leading to the Lincoln Memorial, it's worth getting appraised. If you found a valuable 1983 penny, you may be wondering how to sell it. First, it's essential to get the coin properly authenticated. This can be done by sending it to a reputable grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Once graded and authenticated, the value of the coin can be assessed, and you'll know how much it's worth on the open market. For rare variants or errors, you can sell your coin through online auction sites like eBay, where you can reach a global audience of collectors. Alternatively, local coin dealers or coin shows are great places to connect with buyers looking for rare finds. Lieu of the coins, it's about the stories they tell. Each coin has a rich history behind it, and the 1983 D Lincoln penny is no exception. From the composition changes to the minting errors, this penny carries the story of the evolution of American currency, the way the U.S. Mint responds to challenges, and the rare occurrences that make certain coins incredibly valuable. Coins like the 1983 D penny also remind us of the incredible journey our money has taken over the years. Every coin has a tale to tell, whether it's an error coin worth a fortune or a regular penny that tells the story of a year in American history. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1983 D Lincoln penny in your collection? Take a closer look and see if it could be worth more than you thought. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and you never know when you might stumble upon a rare gem. If you found this video helpful and exciting, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. We have plenty more coin knowledge coming your way, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for those rare coins. 40 Mini. Today, we're going to explore a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, the 1989 Lincoln penny. You may be wondering, is a 1989 penny really worth anything? Well, prepare to be surprised, because this small piece of U.S. currency may be worth much more than you think. The 1989 Lincoln penny is a part of the long-running series of pennies featuring Abraham Lincoln, which was first introduced in 1909. The design of the Lincoln penny has changed over the years, but it has remained a staple in American currency, making it one of the most recognized coins in the world. The year 1989 marked a key moment in the Lincoln cent series. It was a part of the modern era of pennies, following the long-standing tradition of the copper and copper-plated zinc cent. The reverse side of the 1989 penny displayed the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a feature that graced the back of the penny from 1959 to 2008. While the obverse, featuring President Abraham Lincoln's portrait, has remained unchanged for much of its history, the penny's reverse has seen various updates and design changes. But enough about the history, let's get to the part that really excites collectors: the value of the 1989 Lincoln penny. When it comes to the 1989 penny, most of these coins can still be found circulating in pockets and jars across the country, and you might be tempted to toss them aside as just another piece of spare change. However, there are some conditions where this humble penny can actually be worth quite a bit more than its 1 cent face value. The standard 1989 Lincoln penny is made of copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams and with a diameter of 19 millimeters. It's not considered a rare coin in general circulation, but there are certain conditions and varieties that can increase its value significantly. So, what factors influence the value of this penny? Like most coins, the condition of the 1989 Lincoln penny plays a major role in determining its worth. The grading scale for coins runs from poor, and pennies in pristine condition can fetch far more than those in average or worn condition. Even a penny in fine, F12, condition might be worth a little more than its face value. But it's when you move into the higher grades, such as extremely fine, EF40, or mint state, MS60 to MS70, that you can really start to see some substantial increases in value. A 1989 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition can be worth anywhere from 10 to 50 cents, depending on the specific grading. But in absolutely flawless, perfect condition, it could be worth as much as $10 or more to a collector. One important aspect to consider with any coin is the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was produced. The 1989 Lincoln penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Most of the 1989 pennies in circulation today come from the Denver Mint, but if you happen to have a 1989 penny with a S mint mark, you might be sitting on something more valuable. However, while the S mint marks might not be particularly rare, there are still a few varieties of the 1989 penny that could add significant value to your collection. For example, certain die varieties and errors, such as double strikes, misprints, or other manufacturing anomalies, can make a seemingly ordinary penny worth much more. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and if you find one, it could elevate the value of your coin to a whole new level. year 1989 composition 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper, weight 2.5 grams, diameter 19 mm, circulated condition is still just 1 cent, or slightly more if it's in good shape. But for those who are looking for pennies in higher grades, the current market value for a 1989 penny in MS-65 or MS-66 condition could range anywhere from 10 cents to 50 cents, and sometimes even more, depending on the specific coin. If you have a 1989 penny in perfect MS-70 condition, it could be worth $10 or more. And if you have one of the rarer varieties or errors, the value can soar even higher. As with all coin values, the market fluctuates, and values can change over time based on demand from collectors and the overall state of the coin market. For now, the most valuable 1989 pennies are those in exceptional grades or with rare minting errors, but it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for special coins that may be worth more in the future. What makes the 1989 Lincoln penny so special? You might be wondering why, out of all the years of the Lincoln penny, the 1989 version stands out. While it doesn't have the extreme rarity or significance of other years, it is still an important coin in the history of U.S. currency, and its value is influenced by its condition, the rarity of minting errors, and the demand among collectors. The 1989 penny is part of the final years before the penny was redesigned in 2009 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's bicentennial birthday, which means it marks the end of an era. While the Lincoln Memorial was eventually replaced by the Union Shield design, the 1989 penny remains a beloved part of the series for collectors. So, the next time you come across a 1989 Lincoln penny, take a moment to examine it closely. While it might not be worth a fortune in most cases, there's always the potential for a rare find, especially if you have one in exceptional condition or with a unique minting error. It's always a good idea to keep an eye on your change because you never know when a seemingly ordinary penny might turn into a valuable treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989 Lincoln penny and want to learn more about other coins and their market values, make sure to subscribe to USA Coins and hit that notification bell. We've got a lot more fascinating coin stories, tips, and market insights coming your way. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the USA Coins channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the latest coin-related content. Today, we're diving deep into the 1998 Lincoln penny. You might have a few of these in your pocket right now without realizing their true value, or maybe you're wondering if your 1998 pennies are worth anything. Well, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll know all about the history of the 1998 Lincoln penny, how to spot rare versions of it, and how much it could be worth today. And trust me, some of these pennies might just be worth a lot more than you think. So let's get started. The 1998 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. The Lincoln penny has a long and storied history, with many different designs and variations throughout the years. The 1998 penny specifically marks a year in the late 1990s when the U.S. Mint was making coins that would go on to become increasingly sought after by collectors. The design of the 1998 penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The reverse of the penny shows the familiar Union Shield design, which had been introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design remains in use to this day and has become a hallmark of the Lincoln cent series. The minting of the 1998 penny wasn't anything particularly groundbreaking, but that doesn't mean there weren't some variations and important details to keep an eye on. It's important to note that there are both Philadelphia and Denver minted versions of the 1998 Lincoln penny, and the difference between these two is critical when evaluating the value of your coins. While most 1998 pennies are made from a copper-plated zinc composition and are worth just 1 cent, some key factors can significantly increase their value. Let's look at these factors closely. First, the condition of the coin is paramount. As with most collectible coins, a 1998 penny in mint condition can fetch significantly more than one that's been circulating for decades. A mint state penny that has been well preserved will have sharp details, no noticeable wear, and a bright, shiny appearance. These coins are particularly valuable to collectors who want to add a pristine example to their collections. Then, we have the rare coin variants that make the 1998 Lincoln penny especially interesting. Coins with errors or unique features are often worth more, and the 1998 penny is no exception. For example, there are some 1998 pennies with unusual minting errors like double dies or off-center strikes that can boost their value tremendously. These error pennies are some of the most sought after by collectors, so if you have a 1998 penny that seems a little off, it might be worth getting it appraised. So, let's get into the fun part. What is the 1998 Lincoln penny actually worth today? Well, the answer isn't as simple as just saying it's worth 1 cent. The value depends on the coin's condition, any errors or rare variants, and the demand from collectors. As of now, the general circulation 1998 Lincoln penny is worth, drumroll, please, about 1 cent. That's right, if your 1998 penny is in typical circulated condition, it's worth the same as any other penny in circulation, but if you have a coin in mint condition, that's where things get interesting. A 1998 penny in brilliant uncirculated condition could be worth anywhere from 10 to 50 cents, depending on the specific coin and its market demand. While that might not sound like a lot of money, remember that this is still a penny. Imagine finding a penny that's worth more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the big money. If you have a rare 1998 penny with a minting error, such as a double die or a significant off-center strike, it could fetch hundreds of dollars. For example, a 1998 Lincoln penny with a double die could sell for $50 to $100, and even more in certain cases if it's in top condition. A 1998 penny with a significant off-center strike or other error might be worth even more, with some selling for several $100s at auction. You might be wondering, how do I know if my penny is worth that much? The key is to carefully inspect your coin for any signs of rarity or unusual characteristics. If you find something that looks different from a standard penny, like an odd shape, doubled lettering, or missing parts of the design, it's worth having your coin appraised by a professional. A coin expert can help you determine if your 1998 penny is a rare and valuable specimen. Now that you know the basics of what makes the 1998 penny valuable, let's talk about how to spot a rare one. As we mentioned earlier, coins with errors are the most likely to be worth more, so here's what you should look for. Double die error. This is when the coin's design is struck more than once, creating a blurry or doubled appearance on the lettering or numbers. This is one of the most common and valuable errors found in Lincoln pennies. A double die error can be particularly prominent on the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions. Center strike. When a coin is struck off-center during the minting process, it can create a dramatic error with part of the coin's design missing. These types of errors can be worth a lot to collectors who specialize in mistruck coins. Clipped planchet. Sometimes, a coin is struck on a blank piece of metal that's not quite the right size. If the penny has an unusual clipped edge, it's worth checking out further. Other minting errors. Keep an eye out for pennies that have been struck with a misaligned die, which can result in a coin that looks even. Small imperfections like these can add value to your penny. As with all collectible coins, the value of the 1998 Lincoln penny can fluctuate based on market trends, collector interest, and availability. While the penny may not seem like it's worth a lot now, there's always the possibility that it could become a more valuable coin in the future, especially as collectors continue to search for rare examples. Over time, as the U.S. Mint makes fewer pennies and as older coins become harder to find in circulation, the demand for certain years, like the 1998 Lincoln penny, could increase. This could push the value of well-preserved or error-struck pennies even higher. So, if you've got a 1998 Lincoln penny, don't rush to spend it just yet. It could be worth a lot more down the road. In conclusion, the 1998 Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but it could hold far more value than you think. Whether you're dealing with a standard penny in mint condition or you've stumbled upon a rare error coin, the value of the 1998 penny can range from just 1 cent to hundreds of dollars. It all depends on its condition, rarity, and the market demand. As always, remember to keep an eye out for any unusual pennies in your collection, because you never know when you might find one that's worth more than its face value. And if you're ever unsure about the worth of a coin, don't hesitate to consult with a professional appraiser or coin dealer. They'll help you determine exactly what you've got. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this information useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from USA Coins. Drop a comment below if you have a 1998 penny or any other coins you're curious about, and I'll do my best to cover them in future videos. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to USA Coins, your go-to place for everything related to coin values, history, and all things numismatic. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2002 Lincoln cent. You might think, what's so special about a 2002 penny? Well, if you're holding one of these, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around as we explore the value, history, and the surprising worth of the 2002 Lincoln cent in today's market. Before we get into the specifics of the 2002 Lincoln cent, let's take a quick moment to talk about the history of the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this iconic coin features the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse originally showed 2 stalks of wheat, which led to the popular name wheat penny. Over the years, the reverse design has changed, and in 1959, the wheat reverse was replaced by the memorial reverse, a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial. Then, in 2009, the U.S. Mint introduced a series of 4 new reverse designs to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, which brought us the shield reverse that we still see today. But we're not here to talk about the history of the Lincoln cent in general, we're focusing on the 2002 D. Why is this particular penny so valuable? Let's dive right in. The 2002 Lincoln cent is a fascinating coin for collectors, especially because of the production numbers, the minting process, and the potential rarity in certain conditions. It's a coin that holds more value than most people realized. In 2002, the U.S. Mint produced over 9 billion Lincoln cents in total. Of these, the 2002 D, which was minted in Denver, stands out because of a few unique factors. Despite the massive production, certain varieties of this penny are becoming increasingly rare in pristine condition, and collectors are always on the lookout for coins in higher grades. Now, let's talk about value, because this is where things get really interesting. You might be holding onto a 2002 Lincoln cent thinking it's just a regular penny, but it could be worth a lot more than face value. The value of the 2002 Lincoln cent can vary widely depending on a few key factors. The condition of your 2002 penny plays a significant role in its value. Coins are graded based on their appearance, which ranges from poor in some cases. Even if you have a coin that's in relatively good shape, the grading system will take into account how much wear and tear it has gone through over the years. A 2002 penny that's been well preserved could be worth significantly more than a heavily circulated one. For example, a 2002 Lincoln cent in uncirculated condition could be valued at around $1 to $2, depending on its overall eye appeal. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Coins in higher grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68, could potentially be worth up to $5, or even higher. Error coins are always a big deal in the world of numismatics, and the 2002 Lincoln cent is no exception. Whether it's a misstruck coin, a double die, or another kind of minting mistake, error coins can be very valuable. One example would be a 2002 Lincoln cent with a double die obverse, where the date or the inscription appears to be doubled. These kinds of errors can make a coin worth significantly more than the standard issue. A 2002 double die could be worth anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on the severity of the error. Even if your 2002 penny isn't in pristine condition, it could still hold some value. A low-grade coin, such as one with visible wear but no major damage, could be worth 10 to 50 cents at a coin shop or through a collector. So, even if your 2002 is a little worn out, don't just throw it in your pocket change jar without giving it a second look. So, where does the 2002 Lincoln cent stand in today's market? Well, as of the current market trends, the 2002 penny has seen a gradual increase in value, especially among error coins and those in higher grades. But what's really intriguing is that the 2002 Lincoln cent is part of a broader trend where collectors are increasingly interested in pennies that were produced in the early 2000s. It seems like these pennies are beginning to gain more attention as the years go on, especially as the US Mint has shifted towards producing different coin series. For example, in recent years, specialty collectors are focusing on obtaining coins that were produced during the modern era of US minting, and the 2002 Lincoln cent fits into that category. While not as rare as certain earlier pennies, this coin represents a transitional period in the design and production of US currency. Collectors are beginning to recognize the historical significance of these coins, and as a result, the demand for them has been steadily increasing. If you're thinking about selling a 2002 Lincoln cent, it's essential to have it graded by a reputable third-party grading service, like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will help you establish the true market value of your coin, especially if it's an error coin or in higher grades. You can sell your coins at auctions, coin dealers, or even through online platforms like eBay or specialized numismatic websites. However, if you're looking to buy a 2002 Lincoln cent, whether it's for a collection or as an investment, make sure you're buying from a trustworthy source that guarantees the authenticity and condition of the coin. Always check for the mint mark and any potential errors that could affect the price of the coin. So, what's the bottom line when it comes to the 2002 Lincoln cent? While it might seem like just another penny, this coin has a rich history, a growing market, and the potential to be worth much more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the world of coins, the 2002 Lincoln cent is definitely one to keep an eye on. Remember, the value of any coin is determined by several factors: its condition, rarity, and any special characteristics it may have, such as errors. So, check your change, look through your penny jar, and don't overlook the potential treasures that could be sitting right in front of you. That's all for today's video. I hope you learned something new about the 2002 Lincoln cent and its value. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to USA Coins for more coin-related content, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare or valuable penny. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting.